Get yourself into a place where your body feels comfortable, and maybe just allow your whole intention to be in your practice for the next hour, letting all the distractions and to-do lists to stay, outside of your personal space. You might like to close your eyes. You might like to bring your hands on your heart, whatever feels more natural to you. And you might like to just let your breath to flow in and out without trying to change it, without trying to feel anything specific, letting go of any expectations, and just let yourself and your breath to flow as one. And allow your breath to be your main point of attention for 3 deep and intentional cycles. Noticing every detail of the breath coming in through the nose. And notice how there is a very tiny pause before the air is ready to leave your body through the nose again. Or perhaps it's the mouth that feels more comfortable for now. And just repeat that 2 more times. Maybe imagine this time your in-breath is allowing your full presence to be here for your practice, and all the distractions to leave, either in your mind or in your surroundings, to leave through that out-breath. And for one last time, this time just allow a sense of peace and coherence to come and overflow you, and making way for any tension or discomfort to leave your body. You might like to bring your attention now to the space between your eyebrows. Starting to imagine your beautiful flame just shining there effortlessly. And when you're ready, just let that flame to move inwards towards the center of your brain. And it's like if your whole brain has been illuminated, expanding with that light a sense of connection, of belonging, of unity. Just let your flame to rest there, floating for just a couple of more breaths. And when you're ready, just invite your eyes to open slightly. Maybe feel a very lovely light to come and be drawn in your lips. Beautiful. And with your fingertips, we're just going to make some raindrops in your hair, just allowing that gentleness to wake up your body without pressure, without trying to force anything. It's just like little raindrops, very subtle. Beautiful. So our session today is going to be, a really nice one to enhance your circulation, the body flow. And the intention of this class is that in these days, we are spending much more time sitting, a little bit more sedentary, let's say, even though perhaps we might be going more for walks or things like that, our pace is much slower. So when that happens, we start to get our hips a little bit tight. We get our upper body, the shoulder area, quite move forward. We're spending maybe a lot of time in the devices, even trying to connect with others. So what we're going to do today is to, open that and allow a really nice blood flow, a very healthy blood flow to be there. And especially because, again, when there is issues with our circulation in the emotional aspect of it has to do a lot with feeling stuck or feeling trapped. And even though we might be embracing a lot of the great things about this situation, at some points we might feel like that. So it's also a really nice way to proactively, let the circulation to flow both in your physical body but also in your emotional body. So, with no much more to say, let's stand up. Come back on into your mat. Let me just move it a little bit so that you can see the whole thing. Beautiful. And we're gonna start by letting your heels to bounce a little bit. And just start gently. And naturally the arms will have a little movement. It looks a little bit like you shaking your arms, but you're not really. It's actually just your arms responding to the movement of your heels. And just start to feel your legs. Maybe they start to get a little bit uncomfortable. And just let go of the resistance of your body. Just reassure it that, the discomfort is going to ease very soon. Now, if your legs get a little bit more than uncomfortable, you can alternate one leg to the other. What we're doing here is just letting the circulation of your legs to flow, also activating or detoxifying your lymphatic system. And just see how your legs are responding to that. Maybe you start to feel it in your glutes, maybe on your thighs or in the calves. Whatever it is, just let it to be there. Beautiful. You might like to go a little bit faster. And you can even do little jumps if you feel like. Otherwise, just keep bouncing on your heels. And maybe alternate this time from leg to leg. Lifting your heels a little bit deeper. Let your breath to flow in any way that feels like. It's like if you're going for a dynamic walk. And then let both legs to bounce together again. Beautiful. Just continue that for a few more moments. Again, just if your legs are getting a little bit tired, just reassure them that it's going to be, ending soon, that they can do that. And then slowly allow your legs to stop and just feel your legs. How do they feel different? And start to shake the right leg to the front. Just allow your torso to be nice and proud. Take the shaking to the side and then take it behind. Again, just feel how if your leg is shaking, all of the rest of your body just shakes in unison, even if it's in a smaller proportion. And then now let's bring that right leg back down and just notice the difference between the right leg and the left one. Notice the muscles that felt more active as you were bouncing. And then let's shake with the left leg in front. Take it to the side and then behind you. Beautiful. To the side again, to the front. And then let that leg to come back down to the ground, just underneath your left hip. And just soften your knees a little bit, open your legs a little bit wider. And we're going to start warming your hands. Spread all the warmth from your heart into your palms. Imagine, from the heart and moving through your arms and then reaching your palms. See if the temperature of your hands is already changing, elevating. And here we're allowing the energy of your body to be more present, more into your immediate awareness. And now we're going to separate your hands just a tiny bit and just feel the space between your hands. And you're going to start to move that space to the right side of your body and then to the left. So just move it to the right and then to the left, and then just start to move a little bit more dynamically. It's like if you're holding in your hands a little ball of light and you're just moving it from side to side, and you look after it really carefully. You really don't want to let it drop. And then you move it a little bit deeper. Notice how there's a little bit of a stretch inside your legs, in the inner thighs. Let your elbows to guide the movement for a little bit. Take your hands in front of your chest and then bring them down into the earth. You can stay at the level of your knees, or you can go deeper if you want. Again, looking after your ball, and then lift your hands again. And then take it to one side, like if you really want to feel the space that it's surrounding you. And then you take it down into that leg, like if you're wanting to feel the whole external part of your leg. And then take it up, and then into your hips, and then to the other leg. Going down and feeling the contour of that left leg, or all the space surrounding your leg. And then take your hands up back into the hips. Let your hips to join, and then take it up into the shoulder area. And then up into the space above your head, like if you want to really touch the space that it's above you. Hold your ball of light again, and now start to move a little bit slower. Beautiful. Allow your hands to be in front of you, and with your eyes closed or your eyes anchoring a specific point on the floor, just feel the space between. Let your hands to come down, and gently go into your spinal twist. Let your twist to relieve your spine in anything that it might be blocking it. Beautiful. Just let your head to turn with you. Just look back at whatever is behind you, and then you see how your body's actually having a view of your own lounge room or your home in 360 degrees. Let your arms to find their flow and momentum. And then when you're ready, just bring both feet down into the ground and slowly allow the arms to take their time to come back into stillness without rushing them, without pushing them to be something specific. Just let them be. And then when you're ready, just bring yourself back into the center and just feel your body a little bit more vibrant and alive. Just notice whatever is happening inside you. Beautiful. And now keeping your feet as they are, we're going to do a little breathing exercise that we have done a few weeks ago. So starting with your hands in front of you, the palms are, the inner part of your hands are touching, the fingertips are pointing down at this moment. And now make sure your shoulders are not lifted, that they are away from your ears. And you're going to bring the hands in front of you. And then we're going to lift them to the side. And then we're going to bring them above you. And then we're going to start again. So in front of you, to the side, and above. Beautiful. Let's do one more. In front, to the side, and above. Beautiful. Now the next step of this movement is, once we have our hands above us, we're going to swing both hands in between our legs. So you can bend quite forward, almost as if you're wanting to swipe the floor, or you can do it at the level of your knees. And you just let your hands to go in the middle of your legs, and then you come back to the first movement, and then you start again. Beautiful. Now let's add the breath into this. So the breath, the movement, the three movements of the arms are creating a link in breath, three little in breaths through the nose, and then the out breath is like an expansion through the mouth when your arms are swinging between your legs. So let me show you. So pause for a moment and just let your body to receive. Sometimes when we change our breathing pattern, our head can get a little bit, light or dizzy. So just make sure that it's not happening. And if you're happy, this is a really good breath to reinvigorate your mind and your body. So on a Friday, it's a perfect thing to do, but also in the middle of your day when you're feeling a little bit lower of energy. So your hands together, let's do a few rounds together. So breathing in. Let's do one more. And then lift up, and then just let your hands to come down by the sides. Just let your body readjust. Maybe bring your feet underneath your hips and just take a moment to feel how your body has responded to those movements. Beautiful. Just feel your body completely present now. Maybe you might like to set an intention for your practice. Maybe there's something that your body needs attention with. Maybe it's something emotional, it's just floating around, or there are thoughts in your mind that just keep coming and going. So whatever it is for you, just allow a sense of clarity. Just let everything to circulate, to flow, and let anything that needs, it's serving you to stay so that you can grow, but also whatever is not longer useful, allow it to flow away. Beautiful. And we're going to do now just a couple of rounds just to keep your body warm and active. We're going to do a few sun salutations. So let's start with your feet hip distance apart, more towards the center, towards the front of your mat. And we're going to start with your hands together. And just let your body to arrive there. Just feel your whole feet resting comfortably on your mat and your weight even between your toes and your heels, the right and the left. Your knees are soft. Your pelvis is neutral, meaning that your tailbone is pointing down towards the air, saying hello and greeting it. Allow your lower abdominal muscles to engage deeply towards your spine, towards your bones. Even lift the pelvic floor muscles so that they are also part of the movement. Allow your abdomen to expand, your heart to smile, and that thread in the top of your head to be full so that your head is closer to your ceiling. Allow the out breath to release anything, any tension or distractions from your mind and body. Just let your attention to be solely in the palms together, in the resting on your heart. Beautiful. When you're ready, just allow your hands to lift. Like we're going to do 3 spinal waves. So these first 2 movements, we'll repeat them 2 times. So bring the back of your hands together, the chin in your chest, and then on 4, have a little back bend if it feels comfortable for your lower spine. Going down again, lifting up with the chin on your chest, and feeling that openness that happens. And again, just one more time, lifting, pressing your heels and toes quite firmly so that you feel grounded. And next time you come down, you're going to bring both hands in the right side, in each side of your right foot. And you're going to kneel with the left one. Aligning your knee with your ankle, we're going to do 3 runners, bowing runners. Make sure when your hands come behind you that the palms are facing each other. And then we're going to bring your hands down into the floor. Now here you can choose between 2 things. A gentle version is to bring your knees down into sort of like an all four, so that then you can bring your tummy down into the floor, or you can lift the back knee and go into a plank position and then come down. Then your hands are resting underneath your shoulders, press your tummy firmly, and then just lift the torso, chest, the tummy, the navel stays on the ground. Moving into cobra, coming down, tucking the toes under, and we're going to move up into downward dog. So adjusting your feet, pressing your hands, and just feel your coccyx lifting into the sky, creating a sense of flattening in your spine. Breathe out through the mouth there. If you open your feet a little bit wider, bring them closer and invite the left leg to come forward. You can do this by bringing the legs in and inviting the leg to come to the front, or you can invite it in one movement, whatever feels more comfortable for you. Your hands come behind you, and we're going to do 3 flowing runners. Remember to keep your knee in alignment with your ankle. Your hands come in front of your front foot, tuck the back toe under so that you can step forward. And we can do 3 spinal waves. Beautiful. Next time your hands come together, just draw them down into your heart and just feel how your body is responding to that. Pay your attention into your abdomen. You know, this sequence, it's all about your solar plexus, your center of energy and vitality. So just feel that space starting to shine like a beautiful sun. And we're going to do that one more time. So lifting your hands, adding the little back bend if it feels comfortable for you, unfolding. Beautiful. Next time your hands come down, they stay in either side of your left foot this time. Your right knee kneels. And then you're going to bring your hands behind you to do 3 flowing runners. Feel yourself bowing into your brilliance, into your light. Your hands come down, you can bring your knee in, and then come down slowly with your hands arriving underneath the shoulders. Press your tummy, lift your torso and your chest, keeping your navel on the floor. Bringing your hands and your head down, tuck the toes under, and lift your hips. Going into downward dog. Readjust whatever you need to be readjusted. Maybe bend your knees a tiny bit so that you can elongate your spine deeper. Engage your core muscles. If your heels are happy to go down into the ground, just do it. But don't compromise the straight spine. And then adjust the feet. Again, you can bring the knees down, or you can invite the right leg to come forward in 1 or 2 steps. And then going into the 3 flowing runners. Feel the shoulder blades squeezing behind you, looking at each other a little bit closer. Bringing your hands next to your front foot, tuck the back toes under and step forward. Feet are hip distance apart, and then you unfold with the heels and the toes pressing quite firmly. Feel the spine long and straight all the way until the level of your hips. Then you can relax everything. And next time your hands come up, just bring them together and draw them down into your heart. Take a moment to breathe in deeply and allow the out breath to leave flowingly through the mouth. And then open your eyes, just staying quite intimate in what you invite into your awareness, and then take your body down to rest on the crocodile posture, which you know very well. One hand on top of the other, the feet are wide, maybe even wider than your mat. Your toes are facing away from each other, and the heels are facing in. And you're just resting there, with your forehead resting on your hands or your forearms. And you can feel your tummy resting and feeling that beautiful support. And it's like if all that energy that you have created and moved through your body just being stored there for when you need it. And the earth is just, making that even exponential. It's like if you're growing it with the support from the earth. Feel the dance of your belly expanding and connecting. And then when you're ready, just let your legs to come closer to each other. Pause when they are in alignment with your hips. Your hands come underneath your shoulders, and with the strength of your whole arms, you lift your whole self so that your hips can come closer to your heels and you can feel that lovely stretch. Your forehead is resting on the ground, or maybe one fist is resting on top of the other, and you can rest your forehead there. And remember, your hips doesn't have to come all the way to your heels. Just feel how you can feel that center of gravity just doing its work in a way that feels natural for your body. Don't push it, don't strive for anything specific. And then just bring both hands, one in each side of your knees, press firmly, and then unfold with the chin on your chest. Taking the time to enjoy a comfortable resting position on your knees. And if the hips down doesn't feel good, you can always lift them. And just let your hands to rest on your heart just for a moment. Allow your eyes to open. Feel the jaw starting to release any tension that potentially could have been there, stuck. Beautiful, open your eyes and maybe have a little bit of water just to let your whole body to refresh. You've been doing a lot of forward bends, so a sense of fresh blood is actually flowing from the top of your head into the rest of your body. And then when you finish, we're gonna go into an all four position. So if you're in a hard floor, maybe it's a good idea to have a little blanket under your knees. If you're on a carpet, maybe it might not be necessary, or if you have a very thick mat. Just make sure that you're really protecting your knees, because they are very, very precious. And then just go into an all four position with your wrist in alignment with the shoulders and the knees aligned with your hips. Just allow your lower spine to drop down into the earth, because that's the natural way it is designed. And now we're going to take a deep breath in, and with your out breath, you're going to invite your core muscles, your lower tummy muscles, to lift and glue into your spine. And then your spine becomes really, really flat. And then we're going to do a few cat postures here. So your out breath is starting to arch your spine up into the ceiling. Feel the vacuum sensation in your tummy. And then your in breath is arching your spine down. However, the connection of your lower tummy muscles and your spine is not blocked. Bring your attention to your spine, the sacrum, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, and then the neck lifts. And then the other way, so start to arch upwards. But the neck is natural so that it drops down. Let's do one more in each side, or in each direction. And then flatten your spine again. Invite the right knee to come towards your nose, and then bring it back. And you're gonna tuck the toes under, and you're gonna hold, let that leg to be resting on the floor. And now you're gonna start to push the heel back, creating some movement with that extended leg. Just make sure that the neck is not dropping down, that it's in alignment with the rest of you. And just let that right leg to let all the blood within it, all the veins, to create a beautiful symphony, and everything is just flowing so effectively in an optimal way. Beautiful. Continue that for a couple of times. Your knee is extended, but it's not locked. Beautiful. And then pause and just feel the difference in your leg. Make sure your tummy muscles are engaged. And now we're going to invite that back knee, so the right one, to come in between your arms. And you're going to extend the back leg a little bit further away. And you're just going to place your hands in each side of your knee and just feel the spine getting really, really tall. Align the back hip, so the left hip towards the earth. And maybe bring the chin a little bit closer to your chest, just a tiny bit. And just feel the spine and a little bit of a sensation in the lower spine there, activating your adrenals, kidneys, releasing worries. Beautiful. And then gently, you can bring your palms flat into the ground. Just make sure your spine is long. You can actually invite your elbows to come down if that feels comfortable for you, or you can even rest with your forehead on the back of your hands. And just stay there for a couple of breaths. Beautiful. Let's bring your hands just slightly in front of your knee, both of them in alignment, and then just unfold again, walk it back towards that leg, maybe a little bit behind the knee. And now we're gonna lift your left hand, lift it up towards the sky, and then just bring it behind so that you can touch the back thigh. And just look back into your left heel. And then turn the palm up and reverse that rainbow until the hand is in front of you. And now we're going to invite that right knee to come back, just to rest with your toes together and your knees quite away from each other, and just bring your hips back. And you can rest your forehead and your arms on the floor. Remember, if that doesn't feel comfortable, you can place one fist on top of the other and rest it. Let's lift the hips, readjust your knees so that they are again realigned with your hips and your wrists are aligned with your shoulders. Remember, if your wrists get tired, you can always go into your fists. Beautiful. And then we're going to start again from the base of the spine, arching up towards the sky. Vacuuming all of your tummy into your bones. And then your in-breath is arching your spine down, lifting the neck. Out breath, arch you up. And the in breath, arch you down. Let's do one more in each direction. Once you're back into a flat position, bring the left knee towards your nose and extend it back. Tuck the toes under. Make sure that the mat is resting underneath your toes. And then just start to push the heel. Keeping the toes on the ground, just pushing the heel back and forward. Activating the energy and the circulation of your left leg. Again, make sure the neck is not dropping down, that it's in nice alignment with the rest of your spine, and that the shoulders are in healthy distance with your ears. The back knee, it's extended but never locked. Beautiful. Just let your feet to anchor quite nicely, and it's just the heel moving forward and backwards. Beautiful. Now we're gonna pause, and we're gonna invite that leg to come in between your arms, and just move the leg slightly back. Beautiful. And just bring your fingertips next to your front knee, extending your front torso and the chest, and just feel that beautiful stretch more into the right side of your lower back and your hip area. Activate or engage your lower abdominals. Remember, the out breath is the best part of your breath to do it. And now here you can choose to bring and rest with the palms flat on the ground. You can bring the elbows down, or you can actually rest your forehead. Just make sure the spine feels long and free. And just let a few breaths to be there in your leg and your hip, in your glute. When you're ready, both hands come next to your knees, and then you lift up, just readjusting anything that needs to be done to make yourself more comfortable. Your hand rests on your thigh, and you lift your right hand up, and you bring it back into your back, right thigh. Notice the openness that you have created in the upper chest in the right side. And just look into the heel of your right leg. You can keep your hand resting on the outside of your knee if you need some balancing. And then invite the hand to lift up and reverse your rainbow. Beautiful. Your hands come in each side of your front leg. Invite that leg to come in. Both knees slightly away from each other. Hips come to your heels. And you extend your legs as much as your body feels comfortable with. Resting your forearms and forehead on the ground, or in both of your fists. Beautiful. Just rest there for a couple of more breaths. Bring your hands down, bring your knees together. Hands next to your knees in each side, and then pressing deeply so that you can unfold with the chin on your chest. Rolling your shoulders up, back, and down. Just allowing your spine to be really long and your whole body to feel quite comfortable. Remember, if hips down doesn't feel comfortable, you can always lift them. And just stay there for a couple of moments. When you're ready to open your eyes, open them. Maybe take away from your blanket and place it to the side. We need water. Beautiful. And then we're going to rest on your back just for a moment. With your knees in alignment with your hips and your heels. And just stay there for a moment. Beautiful. Invite your arms to come behind you. Just give them a really nice stretch. They might rest on the floor, or they might stay off the floor. Whatever it is for you is just perfect. Again, there are no expectations, nothing to achieve. And just let your legs and your arms to be there, to rest there. Beautiful. Bring the hands back next to your hips. And now we're going to do just a few stretches for your legs and for your spine. I'll show you the two versions. So with your arms behind you, you're going to lift up. You can use the elbow to lift you up if you prefer. Once you're sitting, your feet get together and you're like in a butterfly position, and then you extend your arms in front. Then your knees come closer, your feet are hip distance apart, and you can use your hands to rest back down on your elbows and rest back down and extend them behind. So breathing in, lifting your fingers into the ceiling, and then in front of you, the soles of your feet get together, your knees are like a butterfly, and you stretch forward. And then the knees come closer, they rest on the ground, and you come slowly down, feeling each vertebra resting, and then you bring the arms behind you. And again, just lifting up, the soles get together, the knees move away from each other, you have a really nice extension there. Now, if you would like something more dynamic, just bring your knees into your chest, and then you give yourself like a little roll, and extend. It's a little bit more playful. Just make sure it feels good for your body. Beautiful. Let's just do a couple more. Beautiful. And next time you come back down, just do it very slowly, feeling each vertebra being imprinted on the ground. Just let your arms to rest behind you just for a last moment. Maybe bring the chin into your chest a tiny bit, imprint the lower spine down. And then invite your arms to come by your sides. And we're going to lift the legs up one at a time. And we're going to start shaking them. And you might look like a dying cockroach, and that's okay. Nobody's really watching you. So just let your legs to shake. And now invite the arms to do the same. And now you definitely look like a dying cockroach. And continue that for a couple of moments. Make sure your breath keeps flowing freely and nicely. And then slow down the shaking, bring the knees into your chest. Extend one leg at a time. Beautiful. And then readjust your body so that it's in a really comfortable place. We're going now into your relaxation, your Shavasana. With your feet as wide as your mat, the heels are resting in the edges of your mat, and then the toes, drop to the sides, away from each other. Your arms have a little angle between, like a diagonal line with your shoulders and your hands. And now if that doesn't feel comfortable for your lower spine, you can actually bend your knees and imprint your lower spine comfortably. And that eases any pressure from your lower spine. And this is very restorative, as you know, and I have mentioned before. Whatever it is for you, just let yourself to be really comfortable. Bring your attention to the tip of your toes. And just let them move happily. Bring your attention to your ankles and start to make some circles with them. In an outward movement and then inwardly. Let's do one more outwards and then just let your feet to rest, pointing away. Just lift the calves a couple of times. Notice which point makes them feel more comfortable. Maybe do the same with the back of your thighs, the hamstring area. And then just let them rest there. Notice if both of your hips and the whole sacrum feels even on the ground. make any adjustments in your lower spine so that it can be quite comfortable and at peace. Make some very little movements. They are gentle, they are subtle, they are graceful. And then do some movements with your wrists. And then in the other direction. Rest the back of your hands on the ground, feeling the temperature of whatever surface is beneath you. Feel the elbows readjusting, the shoulders following. Extend the back of your neck. And just let your breath to flow in and out effortlessly. Remember your anatomy classes and books. And imagine all the veins inside of your body. Notice all the miles and miles of veins and arteries together and in perfect location within your body. Now go deeper, like if you're seeing inside of those veins and arteries. And just feel the flow of that blood just moving freely. Notice everything flowing in a perfect flow and harmony. Now your attention is solely in your breath. And it just flows so beautifully. There is no resistance in any way. Everything feels natural. Everything feels effortless. Allow that freedom to expand into every single cell of your body. Allow any ruminant thoughts to move away if they're not useful, if they don't empower you. And then gently invite your attention to be in the top of your head. And just feel the sun shining, or imagine it is. And how it starts to shower you with that infinite light, abundant warmth, and endless energy. When you're ready, just welcome your sunshine from the top of your head and welcome it into your physical experience, moving into your face, starting to awaken your senses in a caring, and joyful way. Notice a smile just being drawn naturally in your lips, and any tension between your eyebrows is gone. Let your sunshine to open up your throat, open up, and honest and caring words. And then just allow your sunshine to rest in your heart. Let it expand into your arms and your wrists and your hands and fingers, and start to make some more dynamic and intentional movements with it. Gather your sunshine in your heart for one more time. Let it rest there. Let it blend with your own light, warmth, and then just let it continue its flow into your abdomen and hips. Pause there. Let it split into your legs, arriving in your knees, your ankles, your feet, and your toes. And you can feel your toes starting to get excited about the continuation of your day, about enjoying a wonderful weekend ahead and a special Mother's Day in a couple of days. Getting excited to be spoiled. When you're ready, bring your legs a little bit closer and extend your arms behind you. And just feel how your arms and legs want to get away from each other. Bend the knees, walk them into your chest and give them a very special hug, maybe moving them from side to side. And remember, if that doesn't feel comfortable, you can keep them on the floor and just move your knees in that same way. Let your knees to pause. And when you feel it's the right time, turn your body to your right, creating a little pillow with your arm. And just rest there for a moment, just feeling that sense of freedom and flow within you. Just letting your essence be so free that it's exactly what you want to share from you into the world all day, all week. Reminding you that there's no one in the whole wide world, that there has never been and it will never be someone exactly like you. And there's that special gift that the world needs from you. So just notice your whole being ready to share it. And when you feel it's time, supporting with your left hand, come up slowly into a sitting or kneeling position. Taking the time that you might need and start to warm your hands. Your eyes might stay closed, and this time invite the hands to rest on your eyes. Feel them with your warmth. Allow your hands to warm again, and this time you are giving that warmth to your hair, to your face. Taking from the bottom of your ears and press your ears upwards. Giving and filling you with energy, vitality. Warm your hands again and just spread it in your arms, your heart, your legs. Beautiful. And warming your hands for one last time, and this time this warmth is going directly into your heart. And this is a wonderful time to acknowledge yourself for being here and giving yourself this time for you. And also it's a wonderful moment to acknowledge everyone else in your life. Beautiful. Take a nice deep breath in and bow to each other's light. So thank you for being here. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Mariana.